Hey everyone, welcome back to Sonic Reverie. My name is Jackson, and this week we are starting off with a special segment. We got a local shoegaze band, Deer, and they're going to be here in the station playing some songs live. They're super cool and talented, and I'm super excited to have them on my show. So here's Deer.
You, Jackson. We're really glad to be here. We are a new band out of Winter Park, Rollins College, represent. We're really proud to be playing for you guys today. This is our second radio show on WPRK ever. We sincerely hope that you guys enjoy it. Let's take it away. Thank you guys. That was our song, Worn. It's a song that we wrote together. It was one of the first songs we ever wrote together. We used to practice outside on the UCF garages. Shout out UCF. And we wrote that song as a group. One of the first or second times we ever did it. I will always remember driving around frantically at 11 p.m. trying to find a spot where we could practice, and often failing because we were the second ones there, and sincerely would be practicing, or whoever else would be practicing, and it was always a pain. But this is our next song. It's called Mainstay. I wrote it a pretty long time ago, and we adapted it into a Deer song. Hope you guys enjoy. It's really surreal to be playing this late at night. It feels like a dream, kind of. You know what I mean? It's not real, but it's cool. My tape on. Oops. Aiden, do you have any words of wisdom for our audience? Any life advice?
Yes, sir. This is Mainstay.
No wisdom. Thanks. Thank you. Aiden, I feel you've been rather quiet today. What's on your mind?
Nothing much.
Nothing much?
Very tired.
Yeah, it's finals
Long
week
week.
here at school.
It was a good one.
It's a good week, actually. There's a lot of good things
Yeah.
to look forward to. It's a good day here at Florida. Wow, I'm tired. It's going to be a good couple days coming up, though, because tomorrow is the WPRK Slam and Jam, which you should all go to. There will be another ravishing deer performance, along with performances by plenty of other local bands. Was that a call to action? Whoops. Okay, I'm good. Never mind. You guys, Slam and Jam. It's going to be a fun time. Whatever, we're in Safe Harbor. I can say whatever the fuck I want. This is our next song. It's a cover by a band that we all greatly admire and that I definitely has had a couple plays before on Sonic Reverie. This is Flutter by Julie.
I was telling her the other day that I will be the one to make her stay. But who's crying now at my shoulder? Who's crying now that I've told her? I can't feel your blood.
That's a fun one. That was one of the first songs that really kind of brought us together as a band, I think, was Flutter. Wouldn't you agree, Aiden? Please don't make me do all the talking.
No. Yeah, it's a really good song. Learned to play it a few months ago, and yeah, it's one of my favorite for the new kind of shoegaze scene. Julie's a good band too. Got a lot of good albums.
Fantastic.
Or at least a lot of good songs. Not many albums though.
For any other Julie fans out there, you should go watch. I just saw today they posted like a video of them like in their practice space, just like running songs. And for me, who's like obsessed with like learning practice techniques from other bands, it's like an absolute treasure trove. So if you're into that kind of thing, would highly recommend that. We're gonna slow it down a little bit though, with a song that is not really shoegaze. I don't like to think of bands as being like a genre. Maybe I just listen to too much Deftones, but I don't like to like put a band to a genre pool and then stick with that forever. So I wanted to write something that was very outside of the realm of the very loud, aggressive noise that we have been working on previously. And I think I have got something like that with this. So this is our song, Donnie Darko.
Hey, I'm the drummer. I sing on this one too. Some great backing vocals.
You would drink the river water over the sand, and I would paint the letters drawn down to your hand. You would be the first to know everything I do, so I'd find something else so you'd be amused. You would drink the river water over the sand, and I would paint the letters drawn down to your hand. You would be the first to know everything I do, so I'd find something else so you'd be amused.
right, thank you guys. That was Donnie Darko. One we wrote just a few weeks ago. For anyone who came to start us, thanks for coming out. It was a fun time. Lots of other good performances, and we're hoping to come out again sometime.
Shout out Paperback Romance and Fast Pass the Seatbelt and Akina Naomi. That song actually has a bit of a deeper meaning. We started the band originally. The band would not have been possible without the assistance of our fantastic friend Lauren Sanchez, who is unfortunately no longer with us here in this state. She is still living. But she helped us out so much with starting the band and writing some of our first original musics. And if you like our logo, that is hers. All her design. So we would not exist without her bringing us together and helping us out. And she loved that movie. She loved drawing stills from that movie. So I was thinking a lot of her while I drew it. Or while I wrote it, I mean. This is our last song. Our bassist Aiden wrote it. It's called Learning the Leaves. It's your song. Why don't you tell something about it? Tell a fun fact.
It's a song, yeah. Put it together. Not too deep.
Very fun. Well said.
Yep.
Oops.
Does it ever make you feel lonely? I'm ready to answer. Plain-faced tattoos with the brown and red hues as the leaves stay dark and they fade away. Soon she'll forget all the winter's regrets as the leaves turn green in the springtime. Hey. Can you ask me? Can you say it slowly? Walking past me, does it ever make you feel lonely? I'm ready to answer, yeah. Can you ask me? Can you say it slowly? Walking past me, does it ever make you feel lonely? I'm ready to answer, yeah, yeah.
Thank you. We've been Deer. Have a good night. We're going to talk a little bit more in the studio.
All right, that was Deer. I think they're about to come back and talk some more. But next up, we do have some songs after this. Some regularly scheduled programming, or not really regular scheduled for my show. But next up, we are starting off with Wonder Boy by Wireless Force. But first off, we have Deer coming to talk. I don't like sounds. I'm gonna talk for a minute, but they're like literally walking up right now. Next up, after Morelos Forest, we got They're Getting a Body of Water, and then after that we got Pale Shade, and then Drop 19s, and then Stove. I think they're coming. All right, now we got the everyone in Deer. Y'all like introduce yourselves and everything. Y'all wanna?
We are Deer.
Oh,
The animal. Oh, I can't believe I've been in the studio twice today, and I got the broken headphones both times. That's
I
just
knew
some,
these were not broken. I made you sit.
That's just some bad luck. That's just some bad
Sucks.
luck. We're
Hi.
Deer. Let's go in a circle. Yeah, let's go in a
Deer.
circle.
I'm Alec. I'm the drummer and the backup vocal singer on specifically the one song,
On
Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko.
And that's it.
Nothing else.
But other than that, I'm the drummer and I'm some good moral support for everyone. Next
Yeah.
we have...
We're going clockwise. Oh, okay.
No, we're going counterclockwise.
All right. Jackson Alewine, the goat.
Yeah, I'm
Yes,
not really
sir.
in Deer, but I'm chilling.
Yeah, I'm Aiden. Thank you for having us on. It's been a fun time over there.
Awesome.
You didn't even say what you played.
Yeah, I play bass, and I've also been singing. Yeah.
I know, it's awesome. I'm Max. I play electric guitar in Deer, and I also write a lot of the songs. Not all of them.
Well, do you want to tell them like your socials and shit?
Oh, yeah, socials. We are on Instagram at DeerBandFL. I think we all have independent social media presences. Alec,
You?
where are you found?
Mine's my name. I mean, I got Instagram. It's alec.salk.
Oh, I thought it was just Alex Salk, no dot.
There's a dot there.
Oh,
It's a big dot.
my fault.
Yeah, I'm also on Instagram. Not much else, though.
What did the numbers in your Instagram name mean?
Oh, 5150?
Yeah.
It's just named after the Van Halen album.
Oh, it's
I
also
like-
named after that one
Yeah.
amplifier. There's
Yeah.
an amplifier
Yeah.
called a 5150.
Well,
I
I'm not
bet it
sure
was
if-
probably also
it
named
might,
after
yeah,
the Van
I think
Halen
it is,
album,
might be, yeah.
because it was also made by Van Halen.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm putting together the connections here.
We're talking about Van Halen and numbers. I'd like to share a story.
I wasn't done plugging my
Yeah,
socials.
no, let's. Oh.
That's so rude. Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Okay,
I can
then
be found on Glass Kiwi
we'll come
I can be
back.
found on Instagram at Glass Kiwi with one S. Or if you don't want to use Instagram because it's a bad service, and I can say that because we're in safe harbor,
Oh, real.
you can find me on the internet at glass like the noun .kiwi like the noun. That is my website where I post all my art and demos, and a lot of Deer songs ended up on that website before they were finished and came out for Deer shows, which was cool. Please tell us your Van Halen number story.
Of course. So there's a Van Halen song called 316, which Edward Van Halen wrote for his son, who was born on March 16th. And I was born on March 4th, so my dad would always play it. But he told me that the name was 304, as if it was for me. And that was really sweet.
Here's the story of how my dad lied to me as I was a child.
Dang.
That's how that story sounds.
It was a sweet lie.
That is true. That is a
I
kind
don't know.
lie.
I'm still debating over whether I think that parents should lie to their children for the greater good.
I don't know.
Was there a direction we were planning for this conversation?
I think we
or just
usually talk about music.
Yeah.
That's
So
music. That's completely
Sonic Reverie,
I
right?
usually just play songs. I mean, y'all.
Yeah.
I think this is the most talking thing I've ever.
No, this is probably not what
Yeah.
your
No,
listeners
this
are
is
like.
this is a good pivot. I like
Should we
this.
do an acapella?
Nope. We should talk about Sonic Reverie is like. Well, how would you describe your show?
I just play like shoegaze. I just play what sounds good. Honestly, I don't think I even play just shoegaze because like I play like dream pop and like I don't think I play some like IDM shit too.
What
Right.
artist has had the biggest effect on you?
We're interviewing you now. Oh my god,
Probably like Full Body too. I don't know if y'all heard of that. I think they're from Philly,
that's not
but
Philly native right here.
I'm from Ligonier.
Pittsburgh.
This is not near Philly.
You're from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's 50 miles from
Dude, it's all
Pittsburgh.
the same place.
I don't know. Is there any good shoegaze bands from Pittsburgh?
Oh yes, Her New
yeah,
Knife is from
actually,
Pittsburgh.
there's this
They're
one-
Gutting a Body of Water is from Pittsburgh.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're good. Yeah, I
Oh,
think there's
yeah.
one called
I've
Threaded.
That's like literally the second
Big fan of
song.
them.
Lol. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, lots of good stuff from Pittsburgh.
And Philly. Like I feel like a lot of bands from shoegaze bands from Philly.
Fun fact: Her New Knife was formed in Jacksonville and then moved to Philly.
I played a couple Orlando shoegaze bands. I don't remember the name, but
There's Holyfield is probably the big one that people
Yeah.
I've
know.
not
Maybe.
recognized one name that you said.
Which one?
I have not recognized.
Oh,
one
okay,
name.
not recognized. Well, okay, let's go around the
Except
table.
Van Halen.
What are your big musical influences? What's been your biggest influence on drumming and songwriting in general?
Influence on drumming. So my drum style had to change a lot because we were playing here. I mean, when we first played a few songs, it was more what Aiden was writing. That was more punk oriented, where that was kind of more my natural. The first songs I learned were a bunch of Nirvana, but then I kind of wanted to get a little weirder with some stuff. I like doing Red Hot Chili Peppers are fun because they're really weird. So Chad Smith has his own style. I guess I think about him with a lot of tom work. But honestly, I just go and hit it as hard as I can until everyone says that sounds good, is usually what I do.
I'm largely influenced by. I started making music as like an EDM producer, so I made like dubstep, like Virtual Riot, and like I was like really into Skrillex. I was really into like Disciple Records type stuff. Was like my favorite type of thing. Shout out the homies at home who still make the dubstep, Winter Chaser, Hole in Cathcart, all the homies that are still pushing the dubstep scene forward. And so I kind of, when I got into guitar, I started getting into guitar because I was making music, and I was like, I want to add like acoustic. I think a cool gimmick would be to have acoustic instruments in electronic songs. So I started getting into guitar and bass guitar for that kind of thing. And I was always like, I want this to sound really technical. So I never use like raw guitar in stuff. I'm always like messing with it with synthesizers or vocoding it or whatever. And then I got really into like punk and shoegaze and new gaze, if you can call it that. I don't like that word, but it's descriptive of like the newer modern shoegaze stuff. And I got really into that. And a lot of those bands, their thing is like they a lot of new bands like Julie has like 3 members, and then Her New Knife is like 4 people, I think. But they have to adapt the shoegaze sound, which is loads and loads of guitars, to a live setting. And if you ever been to a Julie show or ever heard a Julie recording, you know that their guitarist Kian Porzan, he'll make one guitar sound like 8 guitars through different amps, and it's because he literally plays through 3 amps live. And I was like, I need to recreate that because it's going to be really. I just love being just blown out by sound. And then I got inspired a lot by Kim Gordon too, of Sonic Youth, both the work she did with Sonic Youth and her solo stuff, which is fantastic. If you haven't listened to Kim Gordon's solo work, give it a listen. It's really not what you would expect. It's like,
yeah, her current work. Have you seen like she was rapping?
Yeah, no, it's so good, bro. I love.
She's rapping, you said?
Yeah, she makes like rap music, like trap music.
I thought
now.
her singing sounded horrible at the Fire Aid. Her voice sounded so
She's
bad
like
to me.
very old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But she raps. She doesn't sing on the new stuff. The new stuff is fire, actually. I really like it. It's like weird combination of like Sonic Youth guitar and like rhythms and like sound effect elements with like trap beats. It's really cool. I like it a lot. Yeah. I'll let Aiden get a word in.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, I'm still kind of learning a lot of music, I'd say. Always liked rock growing up, and I started to really get more into it in high school, like indie rock and grunge from the 90s, and I started to learn how to play, and it's been a lot of fun. Kind of the modern day scene is a very cool place to be immersed in pretty much, I mean, every music genre. It's been a lot of fun here in Orlando because there's some great venues and a lot of bands that put a lot of work into their music, and it's been really cool to watch all that happen so far. I'd say some of my influences in the modern punk scene would be like Teen Mortgage and Scarlet D'Amour, to name some, and then maybe some earlier ones. I would definitely say Nirvana was great to listen to, and learned a lot from their kinds of songs, and Green Day too, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Awesome.
Modern music is really all about, the influences. I feel like sometimes it gets to a point where you feel like there's nothing new under the sun. And it's always about, finding that new stuff. Like, I'm always listening to a lot of stuff. When I'm not here going to Rollins, I live up in Indiana, and my family owns a business right on the Indiana-Illinois state line. It's a very small town called Hoopeston. But it's about 30 minutes north of Champaign, which is where American football's from. You drive through there. I've driven through there and seen the house many, many times. It's always surreal every time. There's usually people out there. Sometimes there's not, and it's like, man, if this was not a famous house, it would just be a really boring Midwestern house.
It didn't get bought or something.
It got bought by their record label, Numera Group, or not Numera Group. That's that's Duster's record label.
It might have been.
Is it Numera
It
Group?
might have been.
I think it was. It's whatever their record label is bought the house, and now it's like a venue, like it's a punk venue. They do house shows there, which is really cool that they've been able to do that kind of thing. But basically what I'm trying to say is going up there a lot. I also work in a guitar shop when I'm up north, and so I hear a lot of different music from a lot of different people. I have kids come in to the guitar shop, and they're playing Deftones. Got way old dudes playing. Like, I've been to many country jams now working at the guitar shop because way old dudes come in with their lap steels and their 62 Jaguars and stuff and just play old bluegrass music.
Yeah.
Really? There's a drum store that's about 15 minutes away from me in Nyack that I would hang out at. Sometimes I became friends with the owner. And someone who walked in once was Pete Best, the original drummer from the Beatles.
Oh man, I got kicked out of a drum store
a
once.
Famous store in Nyack.
That's crazy. That's awesome. I got kicked out of a drum store in Nashville when I was
Nashville. That's
yeah.
a bad place.
No, I know, it was really embarrassing. It's the drum room Nashville is what it's called, and it's an awesome drum store. Highly recommend it. But I thought I went into the back area of it. There's a hallway when you go in, and you go back in it, and I thought that was where they stored because drumming has all kinds of additional stuff you can just attach to your kit. And I was like, that's where they store all the stuff. So I was walking around the back, and some dude came back in and was like, you cannot be back here. This is the storeroom. You gotta leave, bro. And they made me leave, and I felt really embarrassed because I was there with a group, and so they were in the store and they didn't realize they got kicked out. So they came out and they were like, "Oh, yo, Max, why are you out here already?" And I was like, "Just want some fresh air. Let's get going. No, let's get on the road."
Was it Ringo? He found you in the back.
It was not Ringo. It was some very old man. He looked about half as old as God.
What's the drum store name? Don't play Stairway to Heaven or whatever.
That's the guitar store. Yeah, no stairway.
Yeah,
I can't play
there's any
Stairway to
drum
Heaven.
store culture necessarily.
Yeah, I can't even play Stairway to Heaven. How do we all especially with a band like ours? How do we? And none of us are. I guess I am technically a classically trained musician, but not on guitar. I train in piano and stuff and vocal. How do we all approach our instruments, given that we're not none of us are technically experts at it,
Approach practicing?
Approach practicing and approach writing, because I feel like sometimes it can be really hard to write something when you have it in your head but you don't have the technical skill to get it down. So how do you adapt that when you're trying to write? Because you write all the drum parts for Deer stuff, you write all the bass parts for Deer stuff, and I write the guitar parts, and you write a lot of lyrics and stuff too. So
historically, I'd usually go and just when we're playing together, you'd show the song, and I play the first thing I think of that would fit it, and then after we move on for a bit, just to have something set down, I would go and sit down and think about what songs I want this to sound like, and I could listen to those ones and mess around with it,
right.
Add the fills that I want, and I try to make them. I play usually a smaller amount of them for what we do, but when I do really try to sit and write one for that,
right.
I try to make it sound different, but
Yeah.
also fit it.
Because shoegaze can be such a samey, especially on the drums, it can be a really samey genre. It's just washy ride
almost like
and
hip
stuff.
hop. It just kind of has the same thing going through
Right.
the whole song. So
What about you, Aiden?
Well, I guess in the context of what we've had the chance to do so far, most of the time taking the notes arrangements, and trying to see what might sound good along with it on the bass, and just kind of sticking to something that I like the sound of. And then kind of similar to that with lyrics, see if you can find obviously some kind of melody that you think works, and then what I've done before is just not really known what syllables to work with at first, but then once you kind of figure out what you like the sound of, put them together, make it make sense if you'd like, if you're trying to say something, and then see how it sounds, I guess.
I guess I always do stuff more emotion based than trying to write anything, because I have the technical ability to like figure out what key I'm always in and like what chords I'm technically playing, but I almost never do unless I'm trying to later on like write like synth parts or keyboard parts to it or whatever, because then it makes it a lot easier to come up with stuff when you know what key you're in and you can just mess around like that. But I will try to find an initial chord that is a really strong, something really evocative or something that sounds very gentle, and then follow it up with something that's a little bit more tense or angry. Like for Warned, right? That's a tuning that American Football uses on, I think, But the Regrets Are Killing Me, but I can't remember which one off that album. I think it's that one. That's EA, C sharp, G sharp, DBE. Wait, GBE, sorry. No. EA, C sharp, G sharp, BE. And I was trying.
Check you.
Yeah, sorry, my fault.
No,
someone out
cool.
there is going to try and learn that song and be like, fuck, he gave me the wrong tuning. And yeah, I was just messing around with that tuning, trying to play that song, and then you get to find these really interesting chord voicings that you don't get all of the time. So I'm always using open. I think I changed tuning every single song we did this run today. We did a bit of a shortened set list. I'm always changing tuning. I need to be like Kevin Shields, where he has like a stack of jazz masters that he keeps in different tunings for different songs. That'd be awesome. But yeah, different tunings and trying to write more with emotion than like really following. I try to stay away as much as I can from like top like shoegaze chord progressions like 5, 3, 2, 6, like that kind of thing. Like I try to stay away from that as much as possible. And I fall into it sometimes just by naturally like writing stuff that ends up being very generic. I can't tell you how many times I've written something and be like, oh my gosh, I'm a goat. And then it's like, oh, this is Only Shallow, but with different chords and a different key. It's like, whoops.
We are not bound by convention.
We are not bound by convention. Wow. Well said.
Thank you. I write a lot of stuff on my own, and I first wrote like 70 songs, and I was like, all these really suck.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible.
You got to do the Alex G
so
approach.
Frustrating.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately, I realized that you do have to know music theory a little bit.
Although you just gotta, I don't even know that. I think you just gotta get an ear. I mean, this is knowing music theory, but it doesn't have to be like literally knowing music theory. You just have to get an ear for like what sounds good, or just do the like Alex G approach, where Alex G online has like that dude makes like 500 songs a year and then releases like 20.
Or you could
maybe
be Mac DeMarco.
Yeah, I was gonna say
write
like
500 and then release 200.
Right, I guess that's true. And then you get them. Then you're Mac DeMarco, and you have.
Then you would be Mac.
Then you have like 10 good songs.
Fun fact.
No offense.
Well,
You know
I
that-
feel like Swinge is a similar thing where he'll just like
That's true.
like leak all the shit on SoundCloud.
You could be Drake with the 100 gigs
I think Mac DeMarco's
project.
good.
Can I get my fun fact?
Yeah, what's
You know
the
that
fact?
song "Freaking Out the Neighborhood"?
Yeah.
Do you know what it's about?
It's probably like the drumstick.
Probably.
Yeah, the drums. His mother.
What?
Mac DeMarco's mother walked in on him doing what?
What?
Guess what she walked in on him doing?
With a that's
With
crazy.
the
work.
drumstick.
That wouldn't even be nice. That's wood. That's unpleasant.
Rough. I mean, have you tried it?
No,
Not
but
flat
like
bass.
You're saying that wouldn't be like, yeah, like, oh, dude, it totally wouldn't be nice. Like,
no, it's
I thought
wood.
it was like a party or something.
oh, well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
It was like a
imagined it in
vague-
his
it
room.
was like a
Actually,
gig or
specifically
something.
imagined it in my friend's room.
Yeah, see, I don't listen to that much Mac DeMarco.
I don't
so
either.
You could be completely bullshitting me right now, and I
I've
would
the-
have no
what-
way of proving it.
No, I know it's real. I just don't know.
Real.
Yeah.
I was there.
No, that's true.
Not there. Dude, I that guy is so crazy. I hear so many stories about him, and like I remember when he released one of his albums, he like posted on Reddit about it, and so he like posted his address or something. This is when he's like pretty unknown. He like posted his address on Reddit, and some dude like went to his house and like had a beer with him, and they listened to his new album. That's like
Oh, yeah.
that would be scary. That dude's wild.
That would be awesome. John Lennon did that once. once where some dude was like, "You're a hypocrite," and then he was like, "You want to eat dinner with me?" And
I don't think that's a good example.
Yeah.
It's not a good example.
Well, he got shot.
Yeah, well, he did get shot. Yeah,
That's true.
eventually he got shot by a
Something
dude
was
who wanted to
shot
find him. So
into Mac DeMarco.
yeah, but it wasn't a bullet.
Not a bullet.
Walking Blue FL mentioned us in our story. That's I guess that's a good topic. Is how does it feel to be, part of the scene? How do we feel welcomed by the
We
scene
got
here?
recognized when we were walking out the Minecraft.
That was
movie.
crazy. That was
Insane
embarrassing.
moment.
Hey,
I did not want that to happen. I
I loved that. I felt so accomplished.
It was cool, yes, but that's not where I want to be recognized. I do not want.
no,
There
you'll never
goes.
Forget that.
Outside
That's
the
a good
micro.
memory.
There goes all.
Oh
dear
yeah,
aura.
it was.
It was at the
That's
microphone.
funny.
There goes all dear aura.
All the aura, but only for her. It was just the one girl that witnessed that.
That is true.
Sounds like aura farming.
He's the one who
honestly.
was alone in the movie theater. Not
Yeah.
to clown
wow.
on her
Wow,
fans.
insane. That's crazy. She could be listening to this.
No, she was very sweet. She was
Sorry,
like,
what
"Oh,
was there a question?
No.
You would ask
I
Jackson.
just
No.
said it sounds like
okay.
aura,
I
aura
was-
farming.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's the current topic.
I guess so. I'm a
How has
I don't
Deer
think
been
there's
aura
much
farming
aura.
lately?
Deer's been.
Posting Deer Instagram reels.
I did
of
not
the
want
animal
to
on
do
our
that,
story.
but you
you
convinced me.
did it.
I did it
I
because you
texted
asked me to, and
you
I'm
should
not.
do this. You didn't respond and then post.
I'm not a
it.
dictator. I'm gonna do majority vote.
You could have said no, but I loved it.
Yeah, it's
It
fine.
was when you have the irretractable deer magnet inside you, and it was a deer
Yeah.
flying at a boy. What do you think of that?
Crazy work.
Crazy work. I would say so. That's how we've been aura farming lately.
Oh man.
It's working, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we're aren't we so cool?
Good
God.
grief, man.
People want heart to heart artists. People want something they can relate to.
I think that's true. I think if you're not like a huge fan of music, maybe you don't want that as much. But like, I like listening to music like all the time, and so I'm always like, for my favorite artist or whatever artist I'm obsessed with, I'm like, give me more. I crave more. This is why it's really annoying to be a shoegaze fan, because they're always so like mysterious and aura, and there's no content anywhere to consume about them.
It's good for my show because like I don't have to really review like the lyrics as much.
Right, yeah.
But
And a lot of them you just don't even know. Like, isn't it still true that there's no like official lyrics for Loveless anywhere? Like, I don't think they ever printed them. I think there's just like people's best guesses as
I
of
don't know.
right
I know
now.
Cocktail Twins is like that,
Yeah. Well,
but I don't know. Maybe
Dear lyrics are also mostly not written down.
some
actually.
Spotify lyrics are like wrong sometimes though.
Yeah, that is true. We learned that from when we used to cover When You Sleep sometimes during practices, and we don't do it anymore. We're coming up on our final 5 minutes here. Does anyone have any burning questions?
Burning questions.
Yeah.
No, I can't say.
No, we can make a burning question.
Yeah, we can come up with a burning
What's
question.
your favorite fruit?
Your fruit?
Fruit.
I was gonna say, y'all have any like gigs coming up after Slam and Jam?
Oh man,
Question.
I think that's our last
Nothing on the upcoming schedule.
that's our last one ever. No, I'm kidding.
ever.
Deer's gonna be around forever.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we
Touring
can
until we're
Yeah.
90.
We have barely started. It feels like we've done a lot, but we have literally barely started. We definitely are gonna work on getting some stuff. You know, everything slows down over the summer because all the college bands leave, and then the promoters who are still college students leave. Like half of Velvet Crowbar is still UCF students, so they're pretty sparse over the summer. But we're gonna get some stuff lined up. We'd love to do another gig at Stardust. I think our next like venue we're shooting for as a group is we really want to play at the Conduit. We really want to play at the
I
Conduit.
have not heard of this. What's
The Conduit. Have you not been to the Conduit?
I don't know what that
I swear we had this conversation. Anyway,
is. It bigger than Stardust?
it's bigger than Stardust, but it's also an equally like kind of like it's much more of a like literal venue than Stardust.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah, that's
I think that'd be a really cool place to play with some bands, and you know we got some cool stuff working. We're recording music. We've got a lot of demos done, and I'm trying to do it all myself. I am outside of playing in a band. My like main passion is like audio engineering. I record bands. I've recorded bands like since I was in early high school. It's just always been my thing. So we're trying to get that done and trying to get it done ourselves, and that's really exciting. Yeah, there's
that sounds
definitely a lot of
awesome,
stuff.
man.
What's
Yeah,
up?
thank y'all for coming on and
Yeah.
like yeah,
Of
follow,
course,
fun.
absolutely.
Deer Band at Deer Band
At deer _. I'm sorry. I have it written right here. At deer_band.fl. Instagram. You can post Instagram. We all have personal accounts. It's cool. Slam and Jam today, this afternoon, in 14 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
What does the FL stand for in Deer Band? Flatulence?
Fluoride. We're big fluoride fans, which you
Don't tell RFK.
Deer
Yeah.
Band Fluoride. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You should get RFK on the show.
Deer Band Fluoride.
Y'all know he came to speak. He spoke
Absolutely,
at
man.
Rollins like a long time ago.
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy. Deer Band
Gosh.
FL. Deer Band Fluoride. Oh, my God. Do you guys see the conspiracy theory happening in our name right now?
RFK Deer crossover?
Yo, we're going to have to do some more examining.
We did
for
one
that.
on Second Guitarist.
I know, we
We
reached
have
out. He
nothing
didn't
to
respond.
do
I
with
guess he was
RFK.
busy.
No, that'd be good promo. Well, I accidentally, my last show, I accidentally played a song that said like I killed the president like 40 times.
They
Safe harbor.
accidentally said it.
Safe harbor.
Is that how safe harbor works? I'm not sure how it works.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
that's more
safe
like
harbor
Secret
works,
Service.
but I don't know if you can. I don't know
Kind
if
of
there's any
expression
area of any public broadcast where
Yeah.
you can threaten the president.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Yeah,
Like
in Minecraft. I won't kill the president in Minecraft.
In Minecraft. In a video game.
In video game. In Fortnite.
That works. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Have a good morning, everyone. Have a
Yeah,
good.
God,
Have a great rest of your morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah,
having
it's
us.
cool.
We
It's
really
a cool
appreciate
show.
it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
so
on.
much
for having us. It was
Appreciate
awesome.
I think that's all the time we have this week for Sonic Reverie. Thank y'all for tuning in. And then I'll see y'all next week, every Friday, 1 to 2 a.m.